Like I said, fired up just to get our first win of the season. We got a good group of guys, especially from weeks 1 and 2. The amount of explosive plays we gave up. I think 15 maybe game 1, 14 or something game 2, and then limiting it to 2 on Saturday. Obviously, still a lot to clean up. Still a lot of things that could have been explosive. It wasn't like we were perfect by any means, but it's just cool to see the things we've been working on as a defense show up on Saturday morning. So excited where we're heading. Obviously, got a big task this weekend.
What do you like out of your defensive line? Finally getting a few sacks under their belts.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's been awesome to see our coaches working, our players working at it, from Indy to obviously putting them in better situations from a play call standpoint, and them going out there and executing at all levels. Because obviously, when you're defending an offense, it's the front working with the back end working with the front, in regards to the run game and the pass game. And so playing the coverages we needed to give our front time to get home, and then be able to create up some different situations for our guys front-wise to be able to get some pressure on the quarterback was awesome.
The safety position, is it in your defense, is it fairly easy to be able to switch from the boundary position to the field position if you have to do that? Are your guys trained to play both?
I would say that I wouldn't say fairly easy. How we teach everything is technique based. So if I'm playing one technique at field safety, if I have that same technique in the boundary, it will be the exact same. So it's not, all right, this is the only thing you got to know at boundary safety or field safety or nickel or corner. All our techniques are taught the same way, from pass or run techniques. No different for the linebackers. The techniques for the Mikes, there's going to be different alignments and different situations for the Wills to be lined up in, but it's going to be the same technique. So you can move from a field safety to a boundary safety. Now, there's different communications, different checks depending on the size that we want done, but the techniques will be the same. So you can have guys that can dual train. So you can have a Kanoe Kaneo play corner and then slide in and play nickel on certain situations. You can have a guy play nickel or dime depending on the personnel. So we teach technique based so that we can play more defenses, but for our guys there's a lot of same as. Hey, different front structure, maybe different pressure, different look, but for you it's the same as this other call. So our guys can play fast and be able to play multiple positions. Obviously, it still takes a lot of prep and time because there's different alignments, different checks, depending on where it goes. So it takes the right type of kid as well. Sorry, Beach.
You guys have up there to win the Mountain West Championship on the board, and in the last 8 years, you guys have done it twice. What's to get back to that? Year in, year out, you're getting to the championship game, just not winning some of these, but just in general to win the Mountain West. How big of a deal is that around here? How much is that needed, I guess, for this program?
It's huge. I mean, and it 100%, BJ, is not just words on the board. All right, guys, here we go. Like, it is talked about, and it's not just talked about, it is trained. I mean, we're in January, and when our guys are doing fourth quarter drills out in the cold grinding, we're talking about the run we're going to have to take to climb the mountain to win the championship game. I mean, it's everything here. You come to Boise State to win championships. That's why coaches come here. That's why players come here. And so everything we do is built for that, and it's obviously built to do it in a certain type of way with class, integrity, and academic excellence. So it's hit consistent with our guys, and then now it's up to us as coaches and players to prove it in our actions every single day. Because I promise you, there's probably 99.9% of all college football teams probably have a very similar goal, right? No one is like, hey, guys, want to be really average this year and try our best. That's our goal, right? Everyone has a goal to win it. It's the actions and the habits that you do day in and day out when no one's looking from January, February, all the way through that are going to get it paid off. But it's everything we do is seeking that in all phases.
In the last 8 years, there's been 5 different teams that have won it in this league. I mean, how sneaky tough, I guess, is this league in terms of other teams that have won it recently? And it's obviously a lot harder said than done, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Mountain West is, a great conference, one of the best conferences. You can see just there in regards to Mountain West teams that have played different Power 5 schools here and there. I mean, the talent level in the Mountain West is high, and so week in and week out, you got to come ready to play. At home, away, doesn't matter who you're playing. You got to get ready to go. I mean, you can look at the different Mountain West teams that have beaten Power 5 teams over the first couple weeks or played them super tough. I mean, that's the reality of the schedule we play week in, week out. So it's a great conference. Every week, whoever you play, you're not only going to get their best, they're going to be talented, they're going to be well coached, and that's shown just in regards to the scores across college football.
You guys about talked about it a couple times before already, but how much is he earning your trust and your confidence that you put him out there? Like, I mean, he's always played on special teams since game one, but his defensive stats continue to grow.
I mean, I think I talked about this maybe a week or two ago. Ty Benefield's a young man that not only from a talent standpoint, he's a very talented individual. Long, can run, super athletic, nose for the football. His study habits and how he preps to play, it's not like he's a freshman. It's for sure not like he's a true freshman. Just in regards to how diligent he is, the questions he asks. He's that type of young man where you can tell him something one time and it will show up the next. It's not tell him once, fail, learn from it, fail again, and then finally get it. He's a quick learner. He picks up things quickly, and it matters to him. He cares deeply to grow, wants to be elite, wants to be a great player, and wants to help our team win. So little by little, he's grown in his confidence, not only for us as coaches, but for his teammates around him. So we can put him out there, and the secondary and the back seven with him trust him. And so he's going to continue to get more reps.
Ty, guys like Marco, young guys who are stepping up to be able to develop them.
Yep.
Where you guys, I know you guys will say you want to be a developmental program, but to see that kind of play out, what's that do for you guys?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, not only now, but even going forward in this season, guys that continue to get a lot of game reps, they're only going to improve and only grow. Especially the type of guys these are. They're hungry to keep learning. They will do what we want them to do. That's why us as a coaching staff start with me, putting them in the right situations, in practice to put them in the right situations in games because it matters to them. Like BJ asked, this goal up here matters to these young men. They're in here working day in and day out to achieve that one day at a time. And so some of our young guys, especially even as the season goes, guys get banged up, DJ's banged up. You're playing some younger guys, and they've done a good job. We're still making mistakes that we're learning from and growing from. We need to make less, but they're learning from it, and you can't sacrifice those game reps. So across the board, if you look at the 11 guys or 22 guys as we play a game, there's a lot of younger guys getting a lot of reps, which is going to be huge for us this season as we go the long haul.
What do you know about Ty away from football? And I mean, what's this dude all about?
Yeah, all about football. I mean, he's even from recruiting him, he is all about football, all about development, wants to be the best football player he can be. He's got an unbelievable family that's trained him that way. He's a great young man. And so it's just been awesome to see him grow. The second he got on campus in June, he's been all about how can I be the best version of myself and how can I help this team. And it just showed. I mean, you talk about a guy that didn't graduate early and come in January, so he's a true freshman, but he's been here for 6 months. I mean, he got here in the summertime. He's picked it up quickly. And it's just been cool to see him grow over these first couple weeks in regards to getting reps on special teams, a little bit more on defense. He's going to continue to get more because he's proven that he can handle it, and he's proven that he deserves more.
Obviously, you got to know him a little bit during the recruiting process, but, during that time, did you see a guy that would be able to pick it up as quickly as he did, or did that kind of come as a surprise when he came on campus?
I mean, you think of, Ty, for the majority of his high school career, played receiver. Long, athletic, and was a good receiver. Played a little bit of DB. We saw him kind of as a junior going into his senior year. Really caught our eye during some different camps, seeing some different videos of him, and then seeing him play his senior year. We were all about him. And then when you get around him, it was like, that's our type of guy. Not only from his family to when you talk to him about football, how he's going to develop, man, his eyes light up. You're like, this is our type of guy. Because let's be honest, we've during the recruiting process, there's maybe a guy that has the tangibles from a height, from a speed standpoint, but you talk football with him and it's like, yeah, that's cool, coach. You talk about the jerseys you're wearing and now he's fired up, right? You're going to find out, okay, what are the guys that fit us? We need guys that love football. We work our tails off here. We're all about blue-collar, tough kids. So finding those guys in the recruiting process is huge. Ty Benefield is one of those guys.
You guys talk a lot about being a developmental program and stuff like. What's the clip you need to hit on your recruiting class? If you bring in 25 guys, how many do you need to be a starter? And, what's it like to, kind of see some of these guys early on get on the field?
I think the biggest thing it's not about so much just a number or percentage of guys you want to hit on. Obviously, you want to find the right, every single one of them you want to make sure is the right fit. And first and foremost, that is stuff away from just football talent. Right? There's a football talent aspect that starts the conversation. How tall you are, how fast you are, how big you are, that starts the conversation. Then the separator for us is who are they as a person, right? Are they an elite competitor? What does that mean? Well, if they got a 2.5, they're not an elite competitor because they're picking and choosing when they want to compete, right? You're going to compete on the football field, but they're going to take it easy in the classroom. Not an elite competitor. And so finding guys just across the board that fit us. What is that? Obviously starts with you can't lead others until you lead yourself, right? And so guys that want to be the best version of themselves. Maybe they haven't arrived yet, but we see them that they're never going to be outworked. Those guys at Boise State, they work here. That doesn't mean they're going to start as a true freshman. That doesn't mean they're even going to maybe start as a sophomore, but they're going to work their tail off, and then in 2 or 3 years, everyone's going to be like, where did you find this guy? Well, he was a little underdeveloped in high school, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, maybe played basketball, didn't play a lot of football. The stories are different, but it's all comes down to their mental makeup. They're not going to be outworked. They're going to be that guy in the dark that's working when no one's watching them. I mean, for example, Scott Matlock, right? The guys that early on no one really knows about, and then 2 or 3 years later, everyone's like, where's this 99 guy from? Develop. Once again, it's because of who they are mentally.
Last question, BJ.
Oh, go ahead. It's fine.
Yeah, you can go, BJ, too. Good, yeah.
Okay. With how nice was it to see Ahmed? I mean, Ahmed's an ultimate empty the tank type guy. How nice was it to see him get home twice against the quarterback, and then how much are you guys starting to move Andrew Simpson around and try to make him a playmaker on your defense?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, very excited for Ahmed. You know, a young man that loves this place, loves his brothers. I mean, you talk about a guy that will leave it all on the field, practice to game day. That's who he is. So seeing it come together for him, still a lot to improve on. He has not played his best football yet, which is exciting. But it was awesome to see him get some production at the quarterback, especially with how much he's been working at it. And like I said, I'm excited because he has not played his best football yet. I really believe his best football is still to come. With Andrew, you know, got banged up a little bit game 1 against Washington, played limited game 2, was able to play a lot more game 3. And you talk about just a really savvy football player. He's got a nose for the football. He's got a lot of good instincts in regards to how we can blitz him, how we can rush him. But he's also a savvy dropper and coverage. And him, Marco, DJ, them working together, they can handle a lot of stuff. They can win in the gray. They can set stuff. They can see things fit. Obviously, as a sophomore, he's really getting a lot more playing time. Played a little bit at the end of last year when Zeke got hurt, but he's still getting game reps underneath him. And so, it was, you know, with DJ banged up, it's been cool to see those guys get a ton of reps and being able to get this thing rolling.
Yeah, you got some guys on the team from San Diego. Obviously, Southern California is big. Just what probably the most road crowd you'll have for a game? You know, probably usually is this one.
Yeah.
What's that mean for you guys? And I know you guys from San Diego. Obviously, what's this game mean to you guys?
Yeah, no, I mean, I know our guys are fired up, BJ. I would say that wherever we play, especially in football, you only got 12 guaranteed. So regardless where you go play, our guys are fired up, especially a conference opponent, a big-time opponent like San Diego State. But we got a bunch of our players from Southern California, L.A., SoCal, Inland Empire, San Diego. So being able to get all our families, be able to drive to this game, it's going to be an easy commute, a lot of friends, a lot of family, just adds to that aspect. I know me being from San Diego, my parents are fired up, my sister's coming. Just some of those, get some people to see our team play that maybe either from a financial standpoint can't make it, fired up for our guys. And like I said, it's a big-time opportunity for our players, conference opponent, first conference game. We know we got our work cut out for us, and our guys are fired up. Appreciate it, guys.